Alright guys, we are back with some Final Fantasy. Um, we are gonna go ahead and do the Titania Dungeon. Um, so let's go ahead and be about it. I need to check which... Oh, it's my earrings. Yeah, that's fine. We'll fix them later. Alright, Alright, I'm gonna turn off the music and I'm gonna play some of my own. While we wait for this dungeon. Seems to be an 8-man dungeon. Alright guys, I'm going to mute my mic and we are just gonna chill with the music. Alright. God, she's pretty.
Come and play! For the night is bright and we can sleep when you're dead. Can you guess which one? Wait, wait, wait! When you play with fire. We're sick of this cramped old castle. Let's play in the forest. Twist and spread.
Oh god.
Squish, squash, a crimson fly.
Oh. Well, I fucked that up. Oh well. Healers, it would be great if you actually healed. Thank you.
Grow, my lovelies, grow!
Jesus.
Bigger's better.
No, no, it's not.
dance like the leaves on the berries. This is so much fun.
No, it's not.
Some more.
That's not. Can you die already? 6, 5, 4, 3. Ow. God damn it.
Oh, that hurt. You play rough.
You play rough. Well, I mean...
We can play no more.
Wow. So what happens if I defeat all the Light Wardens?
You have freed our fallen king. Not that I expected any less, my Snayak. The dress, the crown, the scepter, the shoes. The time has come for these relics to serve their true purpose. For they are not only keys to the castle, they are also blessings to be bestowed upon the new king. The way into the castle is opened when it is time to relieve the reigning monarch of the throne. And the brave soul who does the deed has the honor of taking their place. However, should you ascend the throne, you will become one of us, never again to live as men do. My adorable sapling. My precious mortal. We Fae folk live forever, but such is not your virtue. To strive for a dream you will never see. To sow seeds that others might one day taste the fruits of your garden. That is the beauty of your kind. Burn bright and shine as only you can. These blessings, your lovely branch will accept in your stead.
She becomes the new king. The new ruler. Holy shit.
Kinla.
Rejoice and reveal, for the kingdom of rainbows is young forever.
Now, shall we attend to those unwise enough to trespass in our realm?
Confound it! How did they get here so fast? Damn these pixies and their tricks! How in the seven hells?
Listen well. We come in pursuit of villains who have fled to this land. You know who and where they are. Now show yourselves and answer me before I lose my patience.
Oh, stop! It hurts! It hurts!
Enough! Lift the enchantment!
Minfilia, willful child. How many times must I come to collect you?
I won't return to your moor. And I won't let you hurt my friends.
What is this stance? Where did you learn it? No oracle I trained would make such an unseemly show of herself. Know your shame, gal. You're powerless. You have no life nor purpose, save that which our master sees fit to permit.
Who are you to dictate her purpose? To lock her away and deny her a life? If she was powerless, it's because of you, you sanctimonious swine. But no longer.
Fool! Defiance only begets more suffering. It is through acceptance alone that one may find solace in this god's-forsaken world.
Look! The sky!
She's done it. The warrior of darkness has triumphed. General? What are our orders? What do we do?
We do what we came to do. Subdue this rabble and find the warrior of darkness.
Forward!
Forward, men! Take the villains captive! Are you deaf? I said...
What? What's happening?
The king has returned.
Water? That wasn't there before. Ah!
Orwaik Ansasi, Orwaik Kinsi.
It's a bang you!
Get a hold of yourselves, damn it! General, they come in greater numbers. We must retreat.
All who stand with a warrior of darkness shall face justice. My master demands it.
I see. Well, it's a good thing Feaul volunteered to become king in your stead, for all our sakes.
We are grateful for your timely aid, Feaul, or should I say, your majesty.
It was the first night in recent memory. We all of us but wished to make the most of it. That's something you must remember about us Fey folk. Though our existence may be eternal, we exist only for the present. We live in the here and now, paying no mind to futures that may or may not be. To wit, we are not driven as men are. We cannot fight for such causes as men do.
Does that mean you won't aid us against the Sin Eaters?
Not unless the mood takes us. But if it was to repay a debt, well then, that's another matter. To take back as much as is taken. To create as much as is destroyed. To give as much as is received. Such is the way of Ilmeg. By this law, we shall lend you our strength. In return for the beautiful sky you have restored to us. In times of need, do not hesitate to call.
I'll be sad to lose you.
Silly sapling. I shall remain at your side. Even should my body be in the castle, 'tis a simple thing to have a little part of me accompany you. Treat them as you would your Isnefis.
Wow. Never for a moment did I doubt that thou wouldst triumph over thy foe, yet the majesty of thine achievement delighteth me none the less. Night hath restored to Ilmag, and we stand one step closer to delivering the first from his doom, and averting the 8th umbral calamity. 'Tis but a pity wert not present to see the Fey folk put the Ylmorians to flight. It was a sight to raise the spirits, I do assure thee. But what valuable allies they might prove, were the mood only to take them. Ilmag has all of the things done. Now I just need to get the Aether currents around. Awesome. I knew you could do it, and not only because of your blessing. You have a strength all your own, and it has seen us through many a trial. With the Warden defeated, I believe our work here is done. It is time we were going, together, needless to say, to the bitter end, the fate of our 2 worlds being at stake, and all that. Now then, I suggest we hurry back to the Crystarium. Much and more may have happened while we were frolicking with the Fey folk. That Ranjit elected to pursue us makes me hopeful the city was spared Ylmore's attentions, but I would sooner see for myself. Besides, I believe I speak for us all when I say that I've had a belly full of Ilmag. Let us away before the fairies think to play with us again. Alright, so now we go back to the Crystarium. The wheel turns. Alright. What up, Alize? No, not you. Not you. Alize.
All seems well at the Crystarium.
Yes. Ylmore was plainly more concerned with finding us. How flattering.
Uh-oh. It, of course, is the Ascian.
You certainly took your time. I had half resolved to complete the task myself.
And you are...
Were one to study the annals of Garlean history, one would find yonder visage on many a page. Though by rights its youth should long since have faded.
Well, well, we have a historian in our midst. That spares me a lengthy explanation. I am Solus Sos Galvus, founding father of the Garlean Empire, and under various guises, the architect of myriad other imperially inclined nations. As for my true identity, I am Emmett Selk, Ascian.
Gaius spoke of you, a native of the Source.
Equal in rank to La Habrea. And you came all this way just to introduce yourself to us?
Behold the sky, restored to its former glory. Have you ever seen a more affecting spectacle? Oh, it is truly, deeply infuriating. Do you have any idea how much you have delayed the rejoining? Following the flood, the First had been listing ever further towards the light, towards stasis. The end was in sight. Enter man and his indomitable spirit. He would haul the world back from the brink. And adding his lumpen weight to the power of growth, he duly tipped the scales, if only by a fraction. Yet a fraction was enough to spoil the perfect imbalance needed to bring about a rejoining. Had mankind continued to live in idleness under Vorthri's rule, all the conditions would have been met. But you had to come and ruin it all. Thanks to your meddling, light supremacy is in doubt, and our painstakingly laid plans are in tatters!
Well, I should begin by thanking you for confirming Urianger's theories on the inner workings of the Calamity. He will be most pleased. As for what happens next, might I suggest you admit defeat and walk away?
Happy to let me go, are you? Because the murderous glint in your eye suggests otherwise. Indeed, it is enough to make me think better of confronting you alone. Look, it did cross my mind to simply side with Vorthri and kill you all. But that's no different from what La Habrea did. And we all know how well that ended for him. And so, while it is liable to be troublesome, I have settled upon a different approach. Cooperation. I will not raise a hand to hinder your hunt for the Light Wardens. If you desire it, I will even lend you my knowledge and strength.
Since time immemorial, you and yours have labored to rejoin the 13 shards, at the cost of countless lives. Do you expect us to believe that your objective has suddenly changed?
Nay, our objective is the same as it ever was. Though I dare say, you do not know our motive. A war waged without knowledge of the enemy is no war. It is mere bloodletting. Just once, might we not seek to find common ground? For good or ill, I am immortal. Provided I have the inclination, I can always begin anew, scheme and conspire to my heart's content. But this time I thought that I might instead try to see eye to eye, to understand what drives the hero of the Source, to determine if our goals are truly incompatible. So come, shed your preconceptions. See beyond the unscrupulous villains you take us for. When all is said and done, we may find ourselves pleasantly surprised. The proud discoverers of a path of cooperation rather than opposition. Think of it.
Thou hast delivered thy proposal, and we would not dismiss it outright. If I may offer thee counsel, however, to make thy case via an illusion reflecteth poorly upon thy sincerity.
My apologies. You will forgive me if I'm not entirely at ease in the presence of a famed Ascian slayer. I felt it only prudent to take precautions. Nonetheless, your counsel is duly noted.
I take my leave, friends. Rest assured we shall meet again soon.
I don't like where this is going. Cooperation? He can't be serious, can he? Well, we've certainly been given much to ponder. But first things first, we should report to the Exarch. You can run along, Kinkobi. We're perfectly capable of handling this little task. In light of your recent exertions, I say you've earned a rest. Go on, take yourself off to bed. We'll see you later, refreshed and ready for more. I'm not running all the way there. Welcome back, miss. We've been expecting you. You will find refreshments laid out in your quarters. We hope they are to your liking. Will you be retiring now? Very good, miss. I bid you a pleasant evening. Sandwich basket. Huh. I hope the past few days have not been overtaxing. Pray take your rest and recover.
From the Exarch, is it? With that mirror of his, he can watch your every move, you know. You probably think you're talking to yourself. Still, he's keeping you well fed. Judging by his people's faith in him, he seems to be a decent sort. But so much about him remains shrouded in mystery. Like, what was he doing back in my day? There was no such person when I was around. A lot's happened since the flood, though. Since I was set adrift. I know little more than you do of this city's history in the Exarch's past. Not that it matters. It's Emmett Selk we should be concerned about. When our world was about to be consumed by light, the Ascian in white appeared before us. He said that the only way for us to live on was to bring about the rejoining. Desperate as we were, we heeded his words, not realizing that the flood was of the Ascian's own making. They cannot be trusted. None of them. But Emmett Selk had one thing right. One should not fight blindly. That's what we did. And it cost us everything we held dear.
Not everything.
You mean Seto? Well, that's... I suppose you're right. He's done some growing. When we were traveling together, he was nowhere near as big. And he obviously couldn't speak. I had no idea how much that medallion meant to him. What about you, anyway? You must have a friend like Seto. Chocobo, perhaps? Come on, you tell me something for a change.
Good morning to you, miss. I do hope you are well rested. The Exarch and your companions are presently gathered in the ocular. He asks that you convene with them at your earliest convenience. Grazie. There's a thingy over here. Is it down? No, it's up. Okay, never mind. Out here. I want to go see what it is. Pink Pixie. Alright, we'll do that at a later time. That doesn't help us in the way of story. So, let's go to the castle. I wonder if this is going to be voice acted.
Ah, there you are. You're just in time to welcome our guest.
Yep. Guest? Ah, the Ascian. Alright.
Please. Did I not explicitly tell you that we would be meeting again soon?
Yes, you did, but that doesn't matter.
Lest you forget, I made you a promise. I have no intention of meddling with your mission. I come only to observe.
Your Exarch friend in particular has piqued my curiosity.
Summoning you all like that. Most impressive.
You honestly expect us to believe you've come only to observe? Or that you might deign to lift a finger to aid our cause if called upon? Even if there were a sliver of truth in your words, I would never accept your help. Not in my darkest hour. Not after all the suffering your kind has wrought.
So petty. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Wage your war against the Sin Eaters, put each and every Light Warden to the sword, prove yourselves heroes, brave and true, and I will be glad to embrace you as allies. Allies worthy of bearing the burden of truth. Surely such a partnership would be preferable to yet another round of fisticuffs. And thus did the olive branch wither and die. Pity. Well, let no man say I did not try, futile as it was. Though I suspect you will seek me out when you grow tired of making the same mistakes. Difficult decisions lie ahead of you. Decisions best made with the benefit of knowledge to which only the Eternal are privy. For now, I shall resume my shadowy vigil. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's worth watching, would you?
What was that all about?
A vain attempt to make us doubt our chosen course, most like. As if we'd believe a word that passed his lips. Unless you think there is some truth in what he says.
I'm sure you will. But consider for a moment. If he meant simply to lead us astray, he could have done so without revealing himself. At least, not in the manner he did. It goes without saying that an alliance with the Ascians is out of the question. But since we have no way of knowing where they might be hiding, it seems only logical to press on with our mission, even if our enemy seems content for it to succeed.
Then let us discuss the Sin Eaters. I would begin by thanking you all for your efforts thus far. In striking down the Light Wardens of Lakeland and Ilmeg, you have accomplished more in your short time here than all of our forces managed in the last century.
That may be, but the Wardens of Calusia, Armareng, and Rectica remain.
Indeed, and their precise whereabouts are as yet unknown. Which is why I propose we divide our forces and conduct a systematic survey of each region. Once we have found our quarry, we may then determine how best to proceed.
I'll take Armareng in that case. I know the lie of the land well enough.
If there are no objections, I will make for Calusia. I have connections there both in and around Yulmore that may prove useful.
Then I would ask that you journey to Rectica. There you will find Y'shtola. With her assistance, I doubt the Warden will evade your grasp for long.
Is Y'shtola the conjurer you and Urianger used to talk about?
That's right. Though we haven't spoken much since she left for the forest.
I fear I may be to blame for that. I had every intention of relaying the news of your arrival, but she is disinclined to speak with me. You have visited her, have you not? Might I trouble you to...
'Twould be no trouble.
My thanks. While you are all out in the field, I shall be here attending to business. I had somewhat fancifully contemplated joining the search myself, but other matters demand my attention.
What's that?
A missive from Lord Vorthry. He invites me to join him in Yulmore to discuss the recent conflict at Lida Luran.
And? Did he even bother to offer any bait? It's obviously a trap.
I should be surprised if it were not. Nevertheless, I must seize this opportunity to speak with him, even if only a few words are exchanged. Though my power will be much diminished so far from the tower, it is a risk I am willing to take. Master Alphino, might I impose upon you to accompany me to Yulmore prior to beginning your reconnaissance?
Of course.
Then let us make ready. Safe travels to you all.
Okay. Before you leave, I would make a request of you. There is a church, or rather ruins of a church, at Fort Job. Might I ask you go there and before seeking out Y'shtola? It was a place where people once gathered to worship the light. Alas, it has long since fallen into disuse. Haha. Yet within the hall there remains a tablet whose writings I believe may prove useful to Y'shtola. At the very least, such a relic would make a suitable gift for your reunion. A most considerable proposal. Very well. Ere we depart to Rectica, we shall journey unto Fort Job that we might secure this relic. Alright. Lakeland. There we go. And it requires me to be level 74. God damn it. I'm only 5 million XP away. Yep. Alright, well, to continue on with the story, I'm not going to level up my dancer right now. I'll just continue with my white mage. Here amidst these ruins we will find the church of the first light, and within that Paul, the tablet we seek. Time is of the essence, my friend. Let us be quick. Oh, haha. At the height of Lakeland's prosperity, these sites served not as man's final bastion, but as testament to his ingenuity and architectural prowess. The Church of the First Light was responsible for many such marvels, building majestic chapels in every corner of the realm. Alas, the flood, with its exorable tides, would drown nigh every one, and did all but put an end to the religion as a whole. For the creatures which then did rise from that fulgurant deluge, were seen as agents of divine punishment sent to devour sin and sinner both, whence came the name of Sin Eater. The people were lost, seemingly forsaken by their God. Yet where there is light, there hath ever been shade, and 'twas in the dark they sought solace. The most devout of the worshippers of the shadow did then migrate to the Rectica Greatwood. But that is a tale for another time. For now, let us find the remaineth of the chapel here. What does it mean by down? Can't go down. Can I? Oh, I can. Aye, this is the church we seek. It's surprisingly intact. What little is left of the churches I've seen until now has always borne scars of decades of disuse. Its subterranean construction has done much to protect the hall from the ravages of time, yet the reason for its remarkable preservation may be deduced from its decoration. As faith in the light did wane, so rose reverence for the dark, and its followers did want for places to worship to be plain. The standards which do adorn these walls belong not to those who built them, but to worshippers of the dark, the Knights Blessed. Those who subsequently migrated to Rectica, yes? Indeed, 'twas beneath the shades brought of Rectica great wood that they finally found sanctuary. Oft and many times did Yulmore make spurious overtures of friendship unto them, but they are no fools. The exarch knoweth full well that Ishtola in her seclusion doth labour to learn, and she may be of the blessed and their past. 'Tis why he sent us here, I now see. The tablet of which he spoke, no doubt pervadeth a glimpse into history that she so yearneth to comprehend. Well, then we'd better hurry up and find it. Ingrid? Oh, Jesus. Huh. Within the altar thou sayest. Not escapeth thine eye, 'twould seem. This is indeed the tablet we seek. Curious, these engravings predate the Knights Blessed. If I am not mistaken, they are writ in scripture of ancient empire of Ronca, whose capital once stood in the midst of what is now Rectica. 'Twould be no small matter to decipher them. A fine gift our seeker of the truth. 'Tis plain the exarch understandeth Ishtola only too well. But come, let us quit this place and make ready for our journey into the woods. Ere we depart, there is a custom of the Knights Blessed, which I feel compelled to elucidate. As one might expect, they deem light to be abhorrent, and everything in it touches befouled. Thus do they make the utmost pains to protect all they can from its taint, including their very names. To speak plain is the belief of the blessed that one's own name must never be uttered in the light of the everlasting day. This is commandment precludeth not the use of another's. Thus do parents protect their children, and in rare case, masters their disciples. So it is that Ishtola hath taken up the name Master Matoya. Lest we offend them, I bid you speak not her true name in the blessed's presence. With that in mind, let us speak with the guard who keepeth vigil at the great woods border. Oh, it's up there. Okay. Well met, traveler. What business brings you here? Yes, of course, right this way.
No matter how far he goes, man cannot resist looking back on the path he has walked. The untold stories and secrets of the past can be more alluring than the promise of tomorrow. And so he braves the forests of Rectica in search of mystery and wonder. Of Ronka, to which all seekers of hidden truths are inevitably drawn.
We have arrived. Vast though these woods may be, they are, by and large, uninhabitable. Not so the swamps of Cydia, however, whose sparse foliage permitted man a foothold.
Oh god, the fucking Ascian again.
No lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule! Forgive me. A sudden pang of nostalgia for those halcyon days. Exploring virgin territories, subjugating primitive peoples, all for the glory of Garlemald.
If you've brought your ivory standard, I'll be happy to tell you where to stick it.
Can we not simply take a moment to enjoy the view together?
No.
Or would you rather I spied on you from the shadows?
No.
Much more of this, and I may very well begin to regret my show of good faith.
Good.
If you really want to stay, then help us fight.
Minfilia?
No, I think not. I am an observer, nothing more. Even shielded by the shadows of these boughs, I feel the light's presence most keenly. To accompany you is taxing enough. To fight is out of the question.
I will suffer your company if I must, but not your commentary.
"'Tis plain our Asian counterpart meaneth to follow wheresoever we lead, where it otherwise he would not suffer the overabundance of light in these woods. Verily, it pervadeth every corner, and so long as the light warden remaineth, the Sin Eaters shall be free to prey upon these lands without Circe? I have no idea. If naught is done, 'tis but a matter of time before the blessed succumb. 2 years past, a swarm of Sin Eaters did lay waste unto their largest settlement, killing a great many of their priests in so doing. That though some few did survive, they know not how to go on. Wayward souls, we in want of a guiding hand, for Mercius Chola hath provided that which they sorely needed. They have since endeavored to restore their home, and thither shall we bend our step to Fort Gone. Straight ahead. Oh, Jesus, no. Stay back.
I see little sign of recent activity, nor hath any meaningful progress been made with the reconstruction. Mayhap Y'shtola sought shelter elsewhere. Come, let us quit this place.
Now! Surround them! These senators, they're not like the others.
Because we're not.
There's a reason for that. Lower your weapons, please. We mean you no harm.
How is it they can speak?
It's a Sin Eater trick. They mean to kill us all.
Please, we're not Sin Eaters.
Perhaps they speak the truth.
Oh, for the love of... I had hoped that by accompanying you, we might come to understand one another. But all I have come to understand is that you have a knack for inflaming the natives. You've committed the cardinal sin of boring me. And so I retire to the shade. Good luck.
There! Did you see that one disappear?
I think I preferred La Habrea.
Enough. Runard, report.
Master Matoya! We apprehended them as you ordered, but... are you certain these are Sin Eaters?
The intense light of the ether I saw was unmistakable. If not Sin Eaters, then what?
'Tis passing queer that Y'shtola should mistake us for the enemy, is it not? Mayhap it hath been too long since last she beheld the radiance of thine ether. Master Matoya, hath time truly made strangers of us?
Nay, I recognize you, Urianger, Thancred. And this is Minfilia of the First, of whom you spoke before.
Just so. And knowing as thou must that we come in peace, might I prevail upon thee to have thy comrades lower their arms?
First explain this other presence in your company. The one I know not. There is but one manner of creature in this world whose ether is suffused with such an abundance of light.
Mine apologies, Master Matoya, but thou art mistaken. Before thee standeth our dearest comrade, the truest hero among us. Though she is but recently arrived here in the First, not one but 2 Light Wardens have already perished by her most puissant hand.
It cannot be.
Master Matoya?
Lower your weapons. Forgive us this hostile welcome. Come, I would give you a proper introduction to Rectica and its people.
Well then. You've been busy since arriving in the first, I gather. But I would hear the tale of your travails in more suitable surroundings. With fort gone yet to be rebuilt, the knights blessed have made their home in a settlement to the northeast. I await you at its entrance. Follow the path through yonder gate, and you will find me soon enough. We are gonna go attune to the aetherite up there, and then we are gonna call it for the night. So like I said, we're gonna go attune to the aetherite first before we speak to her. And then yeah, so now that we've done that, okay, that makes sense then. Alright, we'll put that up there. That can also go up there. This, and this. Then that up there. Those two can be sold. This, I don't want to be sold. I don't want it to be sold. We'll finish talking to her and then I'll leave it here for the night. There you are, I was beginning to worry. Much like the Twelveswood, this forest has a way of dealing with those who stray too far from the beaten path. But I digress. Let me show you the home of the Knights Blessed.
Slitherbow is the largest of the blessed settlements. They worship no gods, instead revering darkness itself. It is a curious kind of faith, but one which has granted them the strength to persevere in the wake of the flood. I hope you weren't expecting a grand feast by way of welcome. They are a simple people. Now, I would hear of your travels away from prying ears. Come. I see. And now you seek the Light Warden of Rectica. In the days after I arrived in the First, I too relied upon the Crystal Exarch for guidance. But his penchant for secrecy and the telling of half-truths soon lost him my trust. And thus did I strike out on my own. My work eventually led me here to the forest, which I have come to know like the back of my hand. I cannot say with certainty where your quarry is hiding, but I am confident I can narrow the search.
Well, go on then.
Some few thousand years ago, this forest stood at the heart of the Empire of Ronka. A great many relics of that civilization can still be found to the east in Ixmaya. Or rather, could be found, were the area not fiercely guarded. Ixmaya, you see, is home to a tribe of warriors whose lineage is said to date back to the time of the Empire. Any attempt to enter their territory is met with lethal force. They offer no warnings, and suffer no trespasser to escape.
Jesus, the heel on that shoe.
Needless to...
Oh, fuck.
Mayhap
you
the
can
Warden hideth
pause
there,
that.
full knowing none may approach it for fear of these protectors.
As for the tablet, I find the timing of its discovery suspiciously convenient. If I did not know better, I would think someone was trying to curry favor with me. Regardless, it will take time to decipher these writings. Yet I would not be at all surprised if they somehow held the key to entering Ixmaya unmolested. The Exarch has a nose for serendipity.
If there is aught I can do to assist thee in unraveling their secrets, thou needst only ask.
Thank you, Urianger. I may well take you up on that offer. While we set to work, might I suggest you take a tour of the city? Should you be in any doubt as to the importance of your role as the Warrior of Darkness, the people here will surely cure you of it.
I must say, Ishtola, while most of us have struggled to come to terms with our altered circumstances, you seem to have adapted rather well.
Lest you forget, Master Matoya and I dedicated our lives to uncovering the truth which hides at the heart of our world. Though separate, the fate of this reflection is nevertheless bound to that of our home. That I would be daunted by such an invaluable opportunity is absurd. But what of you, Thancred? Could it be that you are still struggling to come to terms with the nature of your young companion?
My struggles are none of your concern. Quite why you would speak thus and in this company, I do not know. Perhaps you left more of yourself back in the source than I assumed. If you'll excuse me.
He He understands that I'm not the same. That I'm not her.
Understands, perhaps, but does not accept. The question being whether he ever will. And whether you will, more importantly. As difficult as your circumstances may be, they are yours, not his. 'Tis you and you alone who bears ultimate responsibility for your life. But you need not make any hard choices now. Why not go and get some fresh air, clear your head?
Alright. With that quest complete, this is where we leave it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. We will be back with some more Final Fantasy here soon. Been grinding really, really hard on this game. I absolutely love it. But if you haven't given a like or a subscribe, please, it would help me out a lot if you did. But thank you guys, and we will catch you all in the next video.